Are Israel's violent raids on the Al-Aqsa Mosque laying the groundwork to divide the mosque between Muslims and Jews? This has been the question on the minds of many Palestinians when, for the second night in a row, Israeli armed forces have brutally raided the Al-Aqsa Mosque and violently cleared it of all its Muslim worshippers. Israeli forces fired rubber-coated bullets, tear gas and stun grenades at the roughly 20,000 worshippers in the mosque as they were still praying the Ramadan Taraweeh night prayer. The raids on Wednesday started earlier than the previous ones on Tuesday, apparently to prevent worshippers from locking themselves inside the Qibli prayer hall. But last night, hundreds of Palestinians still gathered themselves inside the Qibli prayer hall to perform the contemplative prayer of i'tikaf, a non-mandatory overnight prayer commonly performed in Ramadan. That's when Israeli armed forces stormed the Al-Qibli mosque and fired stun grenades and tear gas into the 1,000-year-old building and threw Palestinians to the ground and stomped on them. But the question is, why the violent raids and clearing out the mosque now? The raids come ahead of planned mass incursions into Al-Aqsa Mosque by Israeli settlers starting on Thursday to mark the Jewish holiday of Passover. Israeli forces often empty the mosque of Palestinians, even though under decades-long international agreements, unsolicited visits, rituals and prayers are forbidden for non-Muslims. And the deputy director of the Islamic Waqf, the civil administration that manages the site, said they only want Jews in the city. They don't want Palestinians and Muslims here. He also said that he thinks they're heading towards more escalation and that the Israeli government is responsible. Palestinians now fear that the allocation of times for when they're allowed at the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the opening of the site for settlers to visit and pray lays the groundwork to divide the mosque between Muslims and Jews. And this feeling is based on previous events. In the 1990s, the Ibrahimi Mosque in Hebron was divided and Muslim access to the mosque was reduced. And of course, Israel's control of East Jerusalem, including the Old City, already violates multiple principles of international law.